I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. Hey everyone, this is Dr. Gio Who. I hope you are staying safe from this horrible pandemic. Actually, this makes it all seem like we're in some really bad movie or a good movie where everyone is losing their minds thinking they have some deadly virus and they need to buy toilet paper in the event that they have massive explosive diarrhea. But no joke, seriously. Anyways, but world keeps going. Actually, no, not the entire world, because obviously Hollywood has decided to put off movies that I like The Batman. So it has just been confirmed that the Warner Brothers is going to put a stop on almost all their projects, including Batman. And I do believe Matrix 4 has already finished filming, so they're in, there's no threat of them being canceled or put on hiatus. But the Batman has been put on hiatus, I guess you could say. And that just makes you think, what is going to happen with all these movie dates, right? Now, we already know that the James Bond movie is being pushed. Mulan is being pushed back. So, there's a lot of money involved in these press junkets, which some people don't realize. And so they're going to take a hit on those. But anyways, yeah, everything's kind of being canceled, move forward. Hopefully this will not affect Doctor Who, but we know that Doctor Who won't go into production until September. So, but yeah, all this stuff about coronavirus and deadly diseases makes me think that somebody out there is writing a really bad movie. Although I've got to say, I really do like the movie Contagion, and if you haven't seen it, this would be the best time to watch it, because a lot of what happened in Contagion is kind of happening now. Except in Contagion, it was a disease that was very bad. Like, if we had the same virus that they have in the movie Contagion, we'd be screwed. Like, honestly. Especially the way things are going right now. And Outbreak is another one of those fun movies to watch if you're I guess everybody has to quarantine themselves in some way. But anyways, it's a pretty fun movie. It's not as spooky and scary as Contagion. Contagion just really shows you sort of the dark side of humanity when something major hits. Outbreak is actually kind of fun, and you end up rooting for the monkey. And I do, anyways, when I watch it. But that's not the point. The point is, a lot of cancellation. What does that mean for a lot of the dates coming up? And I know that Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out this summer, but I wonder if that may also be pushed just in case. I hope not, because we do need to look forward to something this summer, and I'm definitely looking forward to the new Wonder Woman. And so that's what the show is about today. A virus that's freaking everybody out. But I will say this, as a fan of The Walking Dead and horror movies, I'm ready for this. I already had enough toilet paper to last me possibly the next few years. No, I'm kidding. I have enough toilet paper to last me for a while. So, anywho, I think that, watching these movies, these shows, the comic books, and of course one of my favorite shows on National Geographic, Doomsday Preppers, helps you prep for stuff like this. However, I myself although I am taking it serious, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get other people sick. I'm still just concerned about the impact that it's having based on sort of the hysteria that a lot of people are kind of creating and generating. So I'm sure we'll make it through this. And I really hope that my favorite movies make it through this, because what's the point to make it through all this and not have the Batman come out when I want it to come out? So speaking of Batman, the other thing I was going to talk about was a rumor that's been flying about. And I'm actually going to talk about two rumors that I've been kind of researching. One of them is that Johnny Depp is being considered for the Joker. Now, it's a rumor. It's a rumor casting. For the Batman, the Matt Reeves version of the Batman, which will star Robert Pattinson as Batman himself. Now, again, from what I'm seeing, this is just a rumor. He's not being considered. He's just being eyed for it. Now, Johnny Depp has been eyed before for various different roles. Most of them you wouldn't even believe, but he's not always cast in those roles. Okay, so before we go crazy thinking that he's going to be the new Joker, let's wait. Okay, because like I said, he's been eyed for so many different, characters in other movies that, it could just be that. They may just be saying, hey, we're interested in you. What do you think? Apparently, he's also considered to be a fan favorite. So, or Adrian Brody, which is another person I heard that could be up for the role. Um, Now, Joaquin Phoenix was great as the Joker, but I think that the style that the new Batman movies going in may not fit that kind of dramatic uh, Joker portrayal. The Joker for me, a great movie. Of course, Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar for it. It was very, very serious. Not even dark. It was just like a serious, piece about a psychotic murderer. And I think that the new Batman movie is kind of not going in that sort of that realm. I think it's going to be more, maybe perhaps a bit more comic book relates more to the comic books versus it being a dramatic piece about the Joker. So I think he could be good. I think Johnny Depp has definitely shown, especially when you see him, seen him as Captain Jack and other characters. My favorite is still him playing Ed Wood and Willy Wonka, that he could definitely pull off the Joker. So we'll have to see. Again, it's just a rumor. It's not even confirmed. It's just that he's been eyed for it. In other words, I mean, do you know how many actors are being eyed for roles on a daily basis? Hundreds and thousands. So it's not even worth, you know, thinking about, oh, yeah, Johnny Depp's going to be the Joker. Hey, and if he does, great. Awesome. The other rumor, and this one's been kind of taken a life of its own. And if you're a fan of Torchwood, you know what I'm talking about. And that's that Torchwood Season 5 is apparently going to be produced by Chris Chibnall. And one thing I know for a fact was this: Chris Chibnall actually said that Torchwood is Russell T's. Okay, so it would be up to him whether or not that show comes back. There was a trailer, a very convincing trailer that hit YouTube, and everybody ran with it. I mean, I've actually seen professionals run with it and say that there is now a possibility that there's going to be a new season 5 of Torchwood. And so much so that this one person, which I think is a complete fake, posted it himself, saying that that's what he heard. There's going to be a season 5, and it's going to be for 2022, and Chris Chibnall is going to be the showrunner. They don't know if Eve Miles is going to come back as Gwen. So when people started asking this Twitter account to show proof, where'd you get your information, sources, he started blocking, he or she, actually, we don't know, started blocking those comments and deleting them. So I think this is just BS. I don't think there really is. There may be talks about it. I'm sure the BBC's considering it after the excitement of Captain Jack coming back in episode 5 of Doctor Who, this last season 12. Now, again, it is the love child of Russell T Davies, so it would be on him to either pass the baton to Chris Chibnall, who I don't think would do Torchwood. I don't know. I have a feeling that he would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. Why? Because I think he has his hands full with Doctor Who, and we've seen how Doctor Who has been the last few weeks, and I think taking on another major show like that would be too much for him to do. So I think it's definitely a rumor. I don't think we have a new Torchwood coming out. I could be wrong, and if I am, I will come back with another segment and say I was wrong. But right now, I think this is just a rumor. Nothing concrete about that. So those are sort of the two things I have been kind of thinking about these last few days since the world kind of came to an end on Wednesday when the word pandemic was thrown out, creating a world pandemic, which I just want to say, I think it's one of those words where even though, if you look up the definition of pandemic, it's not as bad as it sounds. But to the unsophisticated, uneducated person, they're going to hear the word pandemic and run to the hills. I live in the hills, and I'm telling you firsthand. Yes, obviously, we want to take this serious. We don't want to just say, well, it's like the flu, blah, blah, blah. Of course, there are a lot more people dying of the flu as we speak. But this is this is something that's spreading, and we want to make sure everybody stays healthy. We don't want people to get sick. However, if you have nothing better to do, guess what you can do? You can listen to my shows, right? My segments, and write me. Let me know if you want to listen to something specific. But until then, I'm going to keep my ears open and see what else comes out in the world of pop culture, sci-fi, and horror. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff going on out there. But right now, I think the last few days we've been kind of staying, kind of tuned to what's being closed down. A lot of friends I know work at Universal Studios in Hollywood as well as Disneyland here in Anaheim, California. Sorry, I don't live in Anaheim, California. I mean here in California. Those are people that right now are going through a very, very tough time, a lot of confusion, not knowing what's happening. So a lot of my friends actually are in the theme park industry, and a lot of things are up in the air for them. So that's why I haven't had really time to, come up with something. But these are just two things I wanted to do a segment about. I thought it'd be great, and give you some time to listen to something other than coronavirus. So stay healthy, okay? Avoid places where people are coughing, I guess, look sicky, and for Christ's sake, stop buying toilet paper. Okay.